Jesse here with Evolved Sound Solutions. Today we're working on a Sundown SFB-1000. I forget where I put the casing at, but anyway, it's around here somewhere. The amplifier has blown output transistors. I have some 4 or 115s here. Just a few of them, but it should be enough to get us back in business. Now, I already went through and I had to repair a trace here that was blown, and the trace was pretty far gone, so I went ahead and made a jumper wire. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fit these 4 power transistors and see if we can't get this amp back up and functioning again. I did check a few components around the output side here with the multimeter, trying to make sure that everything is good there. No diodes are open, no more shorts. So once we fit these, we'll see if the drive circuitry is happy for this. Also, thank you, Sam. Shout out to Bearvids. He hooked me up with the part numbers for these defaced chips instantly, literally within a minute. He was doing one of the live streams and asked him a question right off the top of his head. Boom, knew exactly what I was messing with here. So if you guys, I'll link the his channel as well as Todd's down in the video description. You guys can check them out as well. They do a lot of this stuff, way more than me. I don't really care if there's a lot of flux on here. A little bit's good. Now those are positioned fairly well. We'll go back through and solder all the leads in good. Give it just a second on each tab to let it soak in. Alright, I'm going to go through and clean up that flux. We'll let the board cool down for a second so we don't thermal shock it or anything. It's looking pretty good. There's a couple little goobers up here I want to take care of real quick. See if I can't wick these off the top of the transistors. I just don't like the way it looks. I'll take a second here. A little too much solder in the center pins, but it's okay. There we go. There we go. See if she's happy. Got a blue light, that's a good sign. So what we're going to do is grab our test speaker up here. Try to get that in frame just a hair. I'm going to take the multimeter off so we can see it, what it's doing. I'm going to disconnect our remote turn on for a second. Hook up our two subwoofer leads. Good enough for now. And then we'll get the signal generator up and going. Turn the volume down some on the signal generator first. Go ahead and power this amplifier back up. Let me get these gator clips in here a little bit better. I just have them tossed in. We'll see if we can't get them a little better for the test. At least the first test here. We have it on. Let's try to increase some signal. There we go. We got to lower the frequency. Let me go down an octave. Or a decade, however you want to decay. Whatever it may be called. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so this amplifier is almost ready to be put back in the case. We're going to clean it up a little bit. We're also going to use some epoxy to hold down the wire connection I made. Give me just a second here and we'll be back working on it. Alright. So we're going to get the epoxy down. We'll let that sit upside down for a second, if it will. Just for a second, while we get this out of here. That's enough there. That's enough there. We'll put these back up. These are the blown FETs that are marked B1 from the factory. They're stamped, they're defaced and stamped from Sundown B1. I use the 4 115s, and I want to once again give a shout out to Sam for hooking me up with the cross reference so quick. All right. I put the case back in. Our room's not that big. Here it is, just sideways. I'm just going to clean this up. This already has a Captain film style of thermal pad down. I'm not going to lift that unless it comes off easy. If anybody does have suggestions as to if I should lift that and apply thermal paste underneath, please leave it in the comments. But The factory does not have it, therefore I don't see the need to add it. I could be incorrect. If anybody has any input on that, let me know. Let's see, that's a dirty Q-tip. We'll get a new Q-tip. Clean that area there. I have the hardware container here, which we'll be getting out in just a second. I should just put the gloves on. Blah. Okay. Just trying to not have to do that, but at the same time, we'll put a glove on. It's already all over the place. Trying to make it easy. Trying to be cleaner. Also, feel free to let me know if you guys prefer that or how you guys apply your thermal paste. Do you guys apply it to every individual transistor, or is it just a kind of slap it on like I do and then clean up the outskirts? All right. Epoxy's dry. Looking good. Got our new FETs back on. All the shit's cleaned up on the bottom. Oh, stuff. Sorry, I'm going to be demonetized. All the stuff's cleaned up. No more solder. Flux. I'm not even big enough to worry about swearing, but if anything were to happen, I don't want to upset nobody. Alright. So it is a Phillips they're using here for the hold down screws. I'm going to go ahead and install a couple screws lightly just to get it in place. And on these circuit boards, I don't tighten down any screw until I get all the screws in. You want to start all your screws first so they fall into the holes. Verify that all my screws are in. Yep. Oh, nope, I'm missing one more right here. That's why we double check things. Alright, that one can go all the way down. Come over here. Take care of that one. That one. And I'm going to check the transistors and make sure that they're not going to touch the screw. Here, everything looks good. Alright, clean these up a little bit. That's one set of the output transistors clamped down. One pair rather. This will be the second pair to clamp down the output transistors. The diodes that they're using here are Y202S, stamped S3s. The diodes rarely go bad. You're not worried about that at all. Very rare that the diodes or the rectifier circuit fails. We're going to have to find some screws for this, because when this came in it did not have a back plate, or it had some missing screws. Somebody had already opened it up thinking they wanted to look at it, and we were able to get it repaired in a timely manner. Alright, that looks pretty clean now. Cleaned up the thermal paste on either side of those. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Now I'm going to unplug my irons. I don't need these guys on anymore. We'll start with the plate here. We install 2 spacer rings with the collets facing out, or whatever you want to call them. That's what I'll call them. And then we'll get the flat washers here. And we'll just start these. We're not going to fasten those at all the way yet. Since I want this amplifier to be uniform, I only have 4 screws here. Let me look into my shop and see if I have, yeah, plenty, okay. We'll be switching these out with a little bit longer screws. That should not be a problem, but I want to keep all the screws the same. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, we'll start these one at a time. Now that everything's started, we'll go ahead and secure these screws down all the way. See about using these screws here to hold the speaker terminal block down. See if that's sufficient. Yeah, that feels appropriate. Go ahead and spin these down by hand. I don't have the socket in the room for these. I probably do. I probably actually just need to spin back here and get it. socket here. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these just by hand with the socket. Looks like the 11mm is working good here. Don't want to crank them down too much. Now that we're back, we're going to put the other end cover on here. Same technique, start everything first. We'll go ahead and tighten these down. Use one of these other screws to hold this power terminal in place. It's a little bit longer. It's going to be, I feel, superior to hold the heavier connections on. That grabs good. Now these 4 screws will save for whatever other amp might need a donation later. And now we're going to go to grub screws. We're missing an Allen grub screw there. As I get lucky. I do get lucky. Look at that. Get all the screws back in, which is nice. That helps out. We'll have to order some more assortment of grub screws. So now, 2 of these were good, 2 of these were bad, but they all get tossed. I'm going to clean this amplifier up a little bit now. Now these feet, I'm going to bend back. I'm going to use a towel here, well, actually my shirt. Grab them with the pliers and bend them back nice. At least as nice as we can. Try to keep everything looking nice. Alright. This one's pretty far out of shape here. The towel will work as well. I just have a work shirt on, so I am using it for work. Just a hair more. Towel stops it from marring up. There we go. That's better. Just got to do the cover, the bottom cover, which I can make somehow. Not terribly worried about that. We could do a plexiglass, but since it has that jumper wire, we may just do a black ABS plastic cover. Just trying to clean up some extra debris. So now we will test it out again. Since everything's back together. This is not a load test per se. This is just making sure everything plays. Once I get a few amps together, I'll go through and test them. Matter of fact, it's probably a good idea that I make a video and go through and test them. That way I can get some input on the different testing procedures for the equipment I have so far. I am working on getting a rather large test load. I'll be custom making that, more than likely. The amplifier here is ready for some juice. Ground, positive, we'll take a remote turn on. Blue lights on. There we go, speakers bouncing. Some more juice. See if we can trick it with the frequency. Yep. Well, everything appears to be going so far. And knock the lead off? Yeah, knock the power off. Uh-oh. Take the power. That's why we should always test with better terminals here, but it's okay. I'm not doing a load test. I'm just doing a little quick test. There it goes, right back on. No problem. Just the leads fell off. All right. Well, that's enough of that. We're going to go ahead and make a back cover for this, give it a load test, and then it'll be on its way. Hey, thank you guys. Once again, check the video description. I'm going to list the other people that helped me out. We got Todd and Sam from BearVids. They're both great people. They make tons of videos on this stuff. If you're learning this stuff, or have an amp you're trying to fix yourself but have general electronic knowledge, they have some really good tutorials or videos to try to help you get you through that. So thank you guys. Please like and subscribe. Take care, everybody.